Let's see what we have today. I'm doing a dream tarot reading, dream divination tarot card reading. I did say, I think it was day before, that I was going to do this dream tarot reading, but I wanted to get one good night's sleep, like sleep over it, sleep over the energies, and see what is happening. The Six of Swords. Somebody literally, so is being ferried across. Souls are being ferried across to the other realm, the other dimension. Shores of death, like they're going to reach the shores of the afterlife. As we all know, I don't know when you're going to be watching this, but we lost Matthew Perry today. Well, not lost. Well, we saw him on the television show Friends as Chandler Bing, and his energy came through 3 days ago in the Capricorn reading. Okay, so I think I think like he ascended, he jumped into a higher timeline or a higher dimension. It's like I genuinely do feel that. Okay. I know that he's left behind so many people in the physical world, in the physical dimension. But his character was also really, really beautiful to be able, to portray the character that goes through so much growth. It shows that the human soul in itself achieved that growth. And there's a lot of lessons that we can learn from a lot of TV shows, but a TV show like Friends kind of makes it very obviously palatable, more relatable and understandable. That is what I was going for. You know, I didn't want to simplify it, because I know putting up that kind of a production and a show consistently over so many years cannot be cannot be called simple in any way, shape or form. Okay, so and we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, so there is definitely movement. This is literally soul growth and movement. It's something about following the white rabbit as well. And the Queen of Cups, the Justice card, the Hermit card, Ten of Pentacles. Yes, this is something about like leaving the material world plane for a while, because it's too heavy, it's too dense, it's too thick right now. And if we meditate on the lessons that are, since this soul is so well known, Matthew Perry, who played Chandler Bing, is so well known, this would be the best time to meditate on our collective connection with this soul that has passed over. Okay, and ask them for wisdom and guidance from that realm that they have crossed over into. Okay, I'm going to definitely do the shuffle, please don't worry, like, you know. Okay, this is us, okay, the dreamer. So this is, we're meditating on this soul having passed on, okay, having moved on. This beautiful there's a joke where he refers to himself as being part bunny, and also this is like a Viking's funeral. He did battle a lot of things, like every human being does, and especially being a part of the the media industry, television industry, that comes with a great responsibility. That comes with a great responsibility because we know there's dark stuff that is going on, you know. There is dark stuff that is going on. People are offering, you know, it's like you somehow feel like you are part of the crew, part of the ship. If anybody wants to communicate with him in the dream state, the next 3 days, Halloween also, like the whale things, but please be careful in protecting your mind, okay? You're going to understand the challenges that you're feeling of, like, you know, being left out into the cold. It's the challenges of not fitting in, feeling like the outcast. You will get the answers, the 9 of Cups. This is what you were hoping for, like a studious, scholarly answer for it, so that you can heal from the pain. You can nurture yourself into like a more pleasant and abundant state versus this. So I think this is the sort of stuff. These are the sort of answers that he's willing to. The soul is willing to give you, okay, and help you balance out any sort of insecurities that you are feeling right now in the material world plane. Any sort of mental blocks due to your mental blocks and challenges due to your circumstances, current circumstances, or things that happened to you at a very early stage in your life, challenges that you might be facing in terms of conceiving, okay? In terms of conceiving, this was shown on, it was handled very beautifully, this topic of giving birth to children, right? It was their wish to have children and to give each other the experience of parenthood, you know. It's like Monica and Chandler both have their own issues with reproducing, and especially together as a couple, okay? And he says one thing to this to the adoptive the birth mother, whose babies later on, she doesn't know she's carrying twins, babies that they are going to adopt. Like, you know, she kind of decides not to go along because they lie to her about their background, okay, what they do for a living, etc. So he's having this conversation with her where he tells her that, you know, he may not be ready to be a father, but he knows that he will do a great job. But he says that Monica is already a mother waiting for a child, you know, waiting for a child. And we know her as a character who whose dream and wish it is. So if you are having any kind of challenges, it's just know that it's a repeated thought that keeps playing in your mind, which is demotivating you. It's holding you back. It's keeping you confused. It's keeping you in a state of constant, like it's like a stupor, like a day. It's like a daydream. It's like a trance, like, you know, something's keeping you in a trance. So if something keeps on repeating in your mind, like if you're having a dream constantly, then you might want to consider that there is something that was put into your mind, subconscious mind, continuously. Like, you know, it's like you've got to have the capacity to think for yourself, because there are many portions of the day, and people recognize this, the evil forces recognize this. People are observing, especially people who are responsible for taking care of human beings in a very early stage. Like right now, nobody's going to call me up for babysitting and stuff like that, but when I was much younger, like I used to babysit most of my cousins. I mean, not in the official way that it's done in the US. I was never an official babysitter or anything of that sort. But since I was the older one, I was always given the responsibility, and a girl child, I was always given the responsibility when big parties were happening to entertain the children. But like, there are other types of people who are given the responsibility to take care of children, especially in the parts of the world, country, state, city. If you are from the part of the city or the country or state, continent where nothing is really decided, it's been going on and on and on for ages and ages. Like, you just put them to the school that is there, and then there seems like someone or in a very high authority, this could is looking at, supposed to be looking after children, but is looking at children to experiment on them. I know this sounds very, very, very wrong and very bad, is because I had a dream last night, and there was a character in there who I know is a Capricorn. I really do know is a Capricorn, because he's a celebrity, which I recently just discovered. He's been a very well-known actor since many years. I think it's been more than 2 decades, and he's very good looking, and everybody loves him. Okay, like loves him in the sense, like, all the girls want to marry him, and all the guys like want to be him, and he's really talented as well. So basically, towards the end of the dream, I was look at that. I'm going to keep this card here. So suggestive programming, hypnagogical state, like the 10-15 minutes before sleeping, whatever you hear. So I don't know, like, I was listening to another tarot reader, and I think she really wanted me to hear that message. I don't know why. There was so much synchronicity in that deliverance of the message, is that it's very crucial that I hear, like, there is something with children involved. Okay, something with children involved. So I was asking for a dream which meant something in the sense that me actually doing a dream divination, dream tarot analysis, dream analysis using tarot, as the tool of divination. I wanted the dream to highlight the issue that is at hand, highlight the issue that is at hand. Okay, so towards the end of the dream, I'll start with the end. It's like we were watching, so the celebrity's girlfriend, okay, suggested that I watch this movie, and we were somehow like transported into that movie, and we were walking around like, our astral bodies were transported into that movie, and both me and the girlfriend, the one who was the girlfriend in the dream, okay, she's not his real girlfriend, you never know. Anyways, so like we were transported into our astral bodies were transported into the film to investigate the matter. And so there was a priest who basically looked like this, okay, who was invited into the house to perform the traditional thing, and one little boy was asked to go to. I want to warn everybody, like, you can fast forward this, or maybe watch this reading at a later time when if you're going to get triggered with the topic, okay. So this is a topic of child molestation and pedophilia, which is somebody is basically so basically, like, we looked into the background, the true story of what was happening in that film, which was not shown in the film, but we kind of investigated it in the astral body. It's like this, a priest who looks like this. I do not want to mention the religion whose priests look like this, okay? All right, so we go in there and we see, oh, okay, this is the ceremony, this is the background, and we're so shocked when the parents are just sitting at the dining table, and the priest, a little boy from the family, is asked the first boy that is sent to talk to the priest is a cousin whose parents are not here, like, they're alive but they're away, but during the festival, they're hosting this child, this boy, and the priest gets very close, and this child gets very comfortable with whatever the priest is doing, like, in the name of showing the kid love, okay. And then the child starts complaining, but the family is ignoring him. And when the child starts kicking and screaming, a younger boy whose parents are present at the table is sent there and said, oh no, it's normal, he's just showing, the priest is just showing you love. Look at that. He's going to show this boy love as well. And it was so horrifying. Look, I mean, later on, it did get very, very gross. It did get very, very gross. But it's not okay to... I mean, we were trying to scream, but we were in our astral bodies. We were trying to scream and say, like, both of us were trying to go and scream and say that it's not okay. It's not okay to let, even if it's a priest, it's not okay to let them do intimate acts, like even hand holding, touching of any form, physical body touch. It's not okay to do that, okay? So, especially, like, kissing on the face, on the mouth, like, that is just wrong. And then luckily, like, I broke out of that, but the girlfriend stayed along, like, trying to jump into that reality and rescue the boys. But I got broken out of it by my sister-in-law, an actress who's also married to my cousin. And I know she's not going to know that she's featured on this, but if she does, thank you for rescuing me during the dream. So she pulled me out of there, and she's like, you shouldn't be watching this kind of stuff. You have other things to do. So if you all have found yourself to be investigating, even energetically, in your life through any way, like, if you're reading stuff like this, know that it's almost the end. You have all of the evidence that you need, especially astral investigation, subconscious investigation, dream investigations. If you've been investigating these topics, I wouldn't say that you're done, like your services, if you are a lucid dreamer, if you can astral project, if you can figure out what is happening, it's only the beginning. It's only the beginning, but it would be the best time to take a break. If not, you are in a break. So like if you have been asked to take a sabbatical, is what I'm saying. You're being asked to take a break. You're being asked to take a break. You can continue reading about that topic, but this is a mental health break. Because the dream started with me being on a platform, a very beautiful, gorgeous platform. Very normal to find these beautiful platforms, train platforms here, like in India, in the rural sides, like, amazing scenery, like green trees, lush green trees. And on the platform, there was a structure, there was a building for all of the technical stuff, right? And on top of that, there was sort of a B&B. So it was basically like a rest house sort of a thing. And the platform was filled with a lot of people that I've known in my life, like a lot of people, like my siblings, friends, my friends. It's very, very, the ones I've been energetically very, very close to, okay? And also, that rest house, there was a portion which was like a paid, like sort of B&B. You could rest there overnight if you. So basically, all of us were taking classes at a college, okay, and everybody would take that train, would take us to the college and we were all basically taking the same classes. So this actor had rented out that rest house, and he was staying there, and he no longer wanted to pursue acting, or he wanted to step out of the glam industry, because I asked him, what are you doing here, like, out of all the places? And then he said that, he wants to get into health and fitness and things like that, and he wants to leave the industry. And I was like, okay. And he's like, hey, you can read these books or watch whatever you want to. And that's how I connected with his girlfriend, because his girlfriend was living there with him, and she was fidgeting about, like, organizing his books and CD collections of music and movies and things like that. Okay, so Knight of Pentacles. So he basically chose the right track for him, like, something which is more suitable. When he was younger, he did the thing that was most obvious, like the obvious choice, because of where he was born. Like, he was born in he's the son of his father was also an actor. His uncle, his father's actual brother, is a music producer, and they have a production house which produced the first and the last Alien movie series. I think they made three, yes, a trilogy. All right, so he did, and he's really, really, really talented, and obviously very appealing to the eye. But I think this is what he wanted to do instead, of always wanted to do, like, get into health and fitness, sports, and be a part of that, like live his life in that. So now he's finally there, and he also suffers from a lot of physical ailments like back pain, and he had a speech impediment where he would stutter. So his first career, like first portion or first half of his career, did help him. It did help him get over the stammering and stuttering, like it's completely gone. Like, that's what he says. And then now I think, like, you know, energetically, subconsciously, he's moved into that zone. The King of Cups, like, you know, this untapped potential, he's able to vocalize now. He's able to speak it out. So like the speech impediment's gone, and now he can actually say say what he wants to really do, what his soul's calling actually is, which is health and fitness. The crows, I thought it was flying towards the window. A 5 of Wands. Yeah, so this reminds me of what was actually happening on the platform. There's like recess going on, so everybody meets at the platform during recess. That's like a thing. And you know, the animated series recess as well, you know, there's girls at the swings, there are people fighting to be on the swings, and you know, all that sort of stuff is happening, and they're just fighting amongst themselves. Everybody knows that this actor is there, but they've decided to at least respect his boundaries and not bother him. But like, you know, all of these opinions are going around about what he should do and what he shouldn't do. Okay, and the thing is, nobody knows that who the real girlfriend is. They've basically just assumed what is portrayed in the media. King of Pentacles. So, there's something about monetary fulfillment, like, you know, if somebody has this, the general opinion is that, you know, this person, the celebrity, has gotten funded, and there is which is actually not true. It's actually not really true. Like, there is no this guy, this King of Pentacles, is like a phantom figure, doesn't exist. But everybody has assumed that there is this phantom investor, or they've assumed that like this actor, a celebrity, has made a lot of money, and they are this investor, and they are picking people. This investor has picked people to invest in, and not everybody gets a chance. Okay, there's something of that sort, that thing going on as well. Ace of Wands. Eight of Cups. The Emperor. Do you see we go from the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Emperor. Okay, so, and then the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Both the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands being here is an indicator of the fact that you need to speak about, you need to speak your mind. Whatever's going on in your mind and your heart, you need to speak it clearly. Whoever it might be one of the people from this group of people, because there are a lot of things, identities attached to you. Like, you know, you are trying to gain some sort of supremacy, you know, monopolize. You are one of the people who's trying to monopolize the scene, you know, that kind of stuff. You need to speak your mind, because you're on the path of ascension. You are you're climbing the steps. Your soul is growing. It's growing out of the energy of this, you know, all of these opinions about you, circulating about you. You're going to be able to grow out of it by speaking. You speaking about it. Speak about it to anyone. It can be your mother, it can be your best friend, it can be your girlfriend, it can be the watchman, it can be the house help, it can be anyone. Say it, can just speak. Do not, like, ignore everybody. Ignore. You're looking this way. You're ignoring everybody's opinions. Look at this. You're not facing this group. You're not concerned. You are unbothered by what they have to say about you. But the thing is, there is noise being created. There's a lot of words being spoken about you which are stuck in the astral plane, which are just assumptions, and there is literally no connection with the truth. Why is there no connection with the truth? I'm not saying that these people do not know the truth. They might be, but it is just guesses and assumptions. It does not become the truth unless and until you sort that out in your mind and say that, okay, this is something that is confusing me, but I feel, Ace of Wands, I feel in my mind that this is where my passions lie. Okay, this is why I feel disturbed within me, is because this thing that I want to do, this job that I want to pursue, like, you know, how Chandler moves from data analysis to advertising, and he's pretty old. He starts from scratch. He does the internship. He does the work from scratch of whatever it takes. He does the work from scratch. He gets into advertising. Okay. And he does it on his own merit. It's possible to do things without any recommendation or help or whatsoever. Of course, like Monica puts in a good word for him to his friend, but Chandler made the job very easy, or it was suitable. It was okay that she did that. She made that recommendation. You are getting a leg up. This is a very, very slow moving energy. The reason why it is so slow moving, and so is the King of Cups, you have taken a very long time to be able to reach this. To be able to reach this place. It's because these people, by the time you speak up, every time it's like that, by the time you've spoken up, there is so much put into the ether by these people, by, like, especially who are public figures, or like there might be a lot of people who know you. And sure, like, you know, if you live in cities and stuff like that, if you've not grown up under a bridge like a troll all your life, like, you know, okay, sorry, trolls will also know you. Like, you know, these people, like, you know, these are the actual internet trolls. These are the people who, like, have watched you grow, have seen you for an extended period of time in your life, like, or condensed into one portion, like, you know, 1.5 year. It could be anybody, like, you know, they've known you since you were a child, or they just recently met you. But, you know, because there is so much potential energy trapped inside you, you're glowing, literally glowing with the potential. And it's like untapped potential, unspoken feelings and unspoken thoughts, like, you know, trapped within you. Your aura is so bright, and it's freaking pushing people around. Like, you know, I'm seeing, like, people just going like, oh my god, they're in this, like, roller coaster ride, like, you know, when they're around you. Okay. And you also might be feeling that when you go amongst people. You might be feeling like, oh my god, like, you know, somebody, like, they just start moving different, and, you know, there's just but they don't know what to do, so they start saying things, especially people who, like, are very outgoing, not extroverted or introverted, but you all basically have the routine of, like, dressing up once in a while and going out, or whenever you go out, like, you know, you catch a lot of attention, or you go and speak to people out of politeness and manners, like, you know, you can command a room for even, like, even if you're there for like 5 minutes, it feels like, you know, you've been there for 5 months. this is the presence that I'm talking about, like, you know, or like if you're a cross watcher, like, you know, you stumble across this across this person and you can't figure them out, because like they put out so much permutation and combination of possibilities, you know, possibilities of what they're going to do, but they haven't actually spoken the truth. And now it's time, and that's why you've come up with a lot of scenarios. So this could, if you're dealing with a partner who has been extremely silent and has been extremely slow moving, it's because it's like they were trying to do a materiality analysis of their potential. They were trying to see what material value it has, because unlike Matthew Perry, they are yet to perform their duties here, right? And they want to be materially supported. If you're resonating with this and you feel like you're the main character, it is quite possible. It is quite possible that both of you are, since the Emperor is here, this could be divine counterparts, both in their divine masculine polarity right now, doing a materiality analysis of their potential. Okay, you've got the right part, and you know you want to be the producer, director, writer of your life. You know this, and you're doing that analysis, right? So people will talk. I'm not saying that because I want you to completely ignore what they're saying and all of that. I think you've kind of moved way past that, where you're bothered by what people are saying. Okay, the mind control switch like blew up long time ago. 3717, as I said that. It's just that, like I'm saying, there is a lot that has been shoved into the ether. Assumptions and probabilities, assumptions, literally probabilities and assumptions, and there's a lot of voice commands that have gone up to source, like, you know, somebody wants you to be with them, and then, or they want you to be with somebody else altogether, and then, you know, they're talking about it and they're planning to, like, you know, do all of that. And then when you keep saying that, no dude, like, hey, you know, like, I know who my person is, like, and then they will try to present their case. Oh, but no, I've also had a similar life. And then, you know, there will be tarot readers who are getting influenced with the words that are spoken by these other people, other minds, right? Like, and then like the collective of tarot readings or the messages that are coming through to you are just that, like, you know, they're trying to help you. They're trying to help you make sense of this. Always look at the bottom line. The lesson at the bottom line is you are the dreamer. The dreaming is you. You're literally the dream and the dreamer. All right. We are literally one soul. We're literally one thing. We're literally one thing. At the bottom line, this is the perspective that will work. No matter how much we want to look at this from separate point of views, there are certain things that we need to let go. Those are being highlighted by these people. The things that, the thought forms, the passions, I don't know, the inclinations, the need to react, the need to have an opinion over something which no longer interests you, or you've moved quite forward. forward in a way. Eight of Cups, it's like your soul has progressed. Even if you are in the physical material plane, your soul has gone way beyond this, way beyond this scenario, whatever it is. But there's a lot of things that we haven't resolved yet. We haven't resolved it because whichever portion of the soul it concerns has not spoken up. Maybe like the actor that I've referenced here in this reading, like how he got over his speech impediment and he learned how to speak, because that is the most crucial life skill that we need. Why? To battle this, to blast away all the blocks and clear people's confusions and opinions, be able to speak. And you are going to get that chance. But like, if you communicate it to one important person in your life, like your parent, whether you get along with them or you don't, it doesn't matter. If you or your siblings or the person who's responsible for you, like, this King of Pentacles energy, anybody in your life that has that authority over you, if you tell them that this is what I want, this is what I'm going to be good at, and this is my purpose. I'm walking towards my purpose. If you communicate that is all that is needed. You don't need to go and tell each and every one that, like, I don't know, this keeps coming to my mind. It's like, there's one tarot reader, like, I've noticed whenever I unsubscribe from a channel, because she gets very like I don't know, she means well, but it's like she's been trained to sort of fall for it. So whenever she starts falling for it, I kind of detach and unsubscribe, and then when I go back and see, like, she'll have a comment section open for the time that I've not been on the channel, subscribed to a channel, and then when I subscribe back on, she shuts down the comment section. So it's like she's one of those people who has she's that portion of the soul that has not allowed free expression. Somebody comes to so YouTube, of course, like, the comment section needs to be clean, but you're not allowing anybody to comment. YouTube now has increased strictness. You can use that function, and if you don't like somebody's comment, you can very well delete it, ignore it, not respond, choosing to walk away rather than responding to this. You're taking your energy elsewhere, and you're speaking on the platform or at the level where you're supposed to be speaking your mind. A place where your confusions are going to get cleared. You can't expect a priest who does not know the boundaries of, like, what you can and cannot do with a little child to, to give the responsibility of the children into the hands of people. I mean, adoring your children, giving them pecks and kisses, it's fine. Like, it's fine. But if the child is uncomfortable, and if the child is really uncomfortable, then there's something to say. Like, good touch and bad touch. All of us know this, even small children, and they need to be told that. And it's like this family. We astral projected into the film and reached the family, the true events which was based on, right? This family was completely unaware, had no sense of judgment of right and wrong. Ace of Wands, like, sexuality. What? Like, they can't, like, if you're in a confused state of mind about what your sexuality is, go down to the basics. We have the Ace of Cups showing up here. Go down to the basics of it. Go down to the basics of it. Go down to the basic of it. We are all capable of giving love to each other. We're all capable of giving love to each other. But this is like the chalice and the wand. It's the plugs are male and female, like sexuality. It's the act of creating something, right? It's the act of creating something. It's pretty straightforward. I'm saying that again. It's the act. Sexuality is primarily, most simple, in its most primary form, primordial form. When you simplify it, it is for reproduction, so that humanity has a chance to survive, to go forward, so that the soul can learn through human beings about the physical dimension of existence, the astral plane, the mental plane. Okay, and we can record it in the physical world for the next batch of sentient beings to come here in the physical plane and access that knowledge. We are right now accessing humanity has evolved to that level that we are accessing knowledge from the social memory complex of the planet Venus, the civilization that was there, which existed a long time ago before humanity. We're accessing that right now. That's the only reason why we have. First of all, it was a test. If we reach that level of consciousness, human beings, the design of human beings as physical dimension creatures, right? The body, the brain, the mind, the biological mind, brain, right? The system, the body. Do we survive? Yes, we did. The physical stuff is now about, what about the mental stuff, the mental clarity, right? The physical heart versus the ability to access, feel, emotions are another way of educating yourself, gaining knowledge about yourself, and the dimension that you exist in, or get access to knowledge. This is the holy grail of information that we are accessing through Venus. Venus, divine feminine, Emperor Mars. This is the integration of divine feminine knowledge within the divine masculine in the physical plane, right? So that sort of mental clarity, simplify it down. Don't stop. It's impossible that anybody else can influence your decision of who do you want to reproduce with, cohabitate with. It's not possible. Just ask your mind. If it is confused, speak to somebody that you trust and move forward. Keep moving forward. In the sense, you answer one question, you discuss one topic or have one conversation and move forward to the next stage of that same conversation. What are you trying to solve? It definitely, look at that. We're all trying to give birth and trying to nurture and care for the next generation of human beings, okay? So even if you do not take care of children, even if you do not give birth, you may be responsible, you are possibly going to be a role model of how for children to look up to. Maybe you will need that sort of solitude. You will need that sort of solitude. And then who are you going to do that with? Who is the best fit? It is going to be your divine counterpart. This kind of simple, harmonious, energetic interaction in the material world, Six of Pentacles, in the material world, is unachievable with a karmic partner. It has to be a divine counterpart, a divine soulmate, or a real twin flame. Okay? Wherever you are on your journey, remember the last bit is always feels the longest. Like, trust me, I'm speaking as a competitive swimmer, okay, who reached national levels step by step. Like, the national levels used to be the worst competition. There are so many years where I just refused to go because I'm like, I've got nothing to prove. But the time when I actually did go, the times when I actually did go national level, it was always that last event. It was a last event, and that the last stroke, like one stroke, this is right, left, one stroke. And if you're doing butterfly, this is one stroke. You started from the back, went front, and you pulled yourself back up. That's one stroke. That last one stroke, you still always feel like it's going to kill you. You're never going to reach that. Divine counterpartship is like that last stroke, okay? You start with soulmates, then you move on to the twin flame journey, okay? Spiritual ascension is that you reached on the with soulmates. You have many types of soulmates, but there's obviously that one divine soulmate. So you will incarnate lifetime after lifetime to get done with the karmic elements, or if there's some astrological elements, like, you have to deal with plutonic stuff. Like, I am one of the plutonic generations, and Pluto is changing signs again. Like 14 years. It takes 14 years. So we are each generation is literally 14 years. 14 years. So I'm a Pluto in Scorpio generation. So my generation, whatever plutonic aspects going on in relationship for my generation, whatever lessons that we're supposed to witness, absorb, learn, observe, speak about, like speak out, clear out from the subconscious, went through all of that. It's kind of done. So you're being moved forward from the plutonic aspects. It's like you've done your job, you've done your duty, so you're moving out. Like, your astral body is now allowed to step away from your plutonic duties, right? Since Capricorn is the devil, so this is karma, right? So and it's moving into Aquarius. So from an earth sign to an air sign, right? And Aquarius is technology, related to technology. So you are done with the earthly plane, the physical aspect of karma, And now you will be moving on to the psychological aspects of karma, right? And then the plutonic aspects of it. So it's going to be trickier. There's going to be the trickster stuff. There's the psychological trickery, manipulation, mind manipulation stuff. But if you've learned to speak clearly about your truth and what you truly feel and what you truly know that you're being directed into, wherever you're being directed into, you know that you are the sovereign of your life, in your mind and in your heart. You are the one who is, you've understood that you are the soul that has been given the body, the mind, the emotions, and you can't own anything. This is all borrowed. It's just there. It's just going around. It comes and it goes. You can let it go. You can let the investigation go, even if it is as dark as child abuse, boundaries, child laws, human trafficking, whatever it is. If you can walk away, make peace with the fact that you have done your job now, and you can hand it over to the next batch that is supposed to be doing that now, and you've been moved to another place. This is like somebody being given like a early retirement, or somebody being asked to retire, and then the second phase of their career begins. Like in the television show Gilmore Girls, like Richard Gilmore, like he's worked in insurance all his life. He's worked in insurance all his life, and he's really good at it. His company loves him and he makes a lot of money, but then he's being phased out, right? He's being phased out, and he moves back. He resigns, because he's figured it out that he's being phased out, right? He's figured it out. So, but he doesn't know then what to do with his time. Then he takes a break. He just takes part in social activities, like in a cigar club. He takes a car and he's trying to fix it. This old car, these kind of activities. He doesn't know what to do. He wants to accompany his wife everywhere. And he goes and spends one day with his daughter, and then criticizes her about the way she does her work, which she's fantastic at. It's like that in between place, right? It's like that train platform from my dream last night. Okay. But then he moves forward and he starts his own business. He starts his own insurance business. And he takes on a partner. He takes on a partner who can bring in a lot of clients that he used to have, and it not being a problem with the company because they have been pulled in by his partner. His ex-company will not have a problem. It all will come together and fall into place. This is what the Six of Pentacles is trying to tell us here. That is the holy grail of a solution. That is the holy grail of that information. Whatever way you're living your life, the answer is one. There is that one divine soulmate. There is that one twin flame out of all the twin flames of people in the twin flame portion of the soul's journey for you. And then there is that one divine counterpart with whom you are quantum entangled, and you are causing cosmic tidal waves, right? Supposed to straighten your life out to be able to sit together. So this is what I have for you. I was going to actually let me do that. Let me pull some cards out for. I'm going to keep this on the table. Is that the Empress? The Ace of Cups, the Empress, Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This is going to be difficult. I'm going to try and do this. Okay. All right. Perfect. So these are these are Edmund Dulac cards. 10 of Pentacles. The material world solution is here. Like, you know, the material world solution is here. So if you're thinking that, what is it practically possible for me to, in this lifetime, be with my divine soulmate, my twin flame, or my divine counterpart? The answer is a well resounding yes from the dream realm, the Seven of Cups. Yes, a messenger is coming through. The answer is a yes. So in the dream, yeah, the actor, like, you know, it was rumored that he was dating this actress from another country, and they worked in a movie together, and the background score. So my family owns cinema halls. Okay, we're the fourth generation that grew up in a large cinema complex. Four massive theaters, and all four of them would play the same movie, and they all still play the same movie. One isn't functional right now, and it's like 3, 4, 5 times a day. Like this, when the song would come up, like, you know, that's how Bollywood movies are. Like, the song would come up, and then that tune would play, the background music, the BGM. Like, you know, it was one of the most pleasant times I've had with that BGM. It's so lilting and so pleasant to the ears. So it was background music to whatever I was possibly studying for something, of course. Like, you know, the world, a big chapter is coming to a close. A very, very big chapter is coming to a close, which means that, you know, it's time to expand. Like, you know, your horizons are expanding. So we're talking about business and career. So your being, your energy is showing up in the world. What you're going to do. Knight of Pentacles, like, you know, people actually recognize you for who you are. Ace of Swords, it's just like now you're going to have to speak up. King of Wands, so we have the King of Cups, we have the King of Pentacles, we have the King of Wands, and then we have the Emperor. That's like all the 4 kings in one, right? And the one that's missing is the most important king, apparently. King of Swords. Like, again, you are going to have to speak. You're going to have to learn the diplomatic way of communicating. Like, the diplomatic way of communicating just means that you get your point across in like 4 words, 5 words, 6 sentences and less. When you're speaking, like, you know, you don't use as many words. A 6 of Pentacles. Page of Cups for the overall. So there's a space where people are really, really sorry, and I feel that they're they're wanting to come up and say, it's like, apologize to you, okay, and that, but then it's like they just decided like to drown their sorrows in alcohol. Like, it's like that their priority is to drown their sorrows. Okay, so there's a lot of people in and around your life, especially possibly workplace, who are just busy right now and drowning their sorrows. They've been hit with like massive clarity, and they're getting like messengers, celestial messengers, like spirit world, fairy world messengers coming in and telling them, like, bombarding them with like a lot of mental clarity. And this has to do something with you and who you are and your spiritual identity, or your spiritual growth, your spiritual path. Like, there's some sort of recognition, and whatever this plot was, whoever was like, plotting against you or trying to put some sort of difficulty in their path, like, they're realizing that they kind of got manipulated into doing that. They're getting clarity about that. And this Six of Pentacles is like, look at the imagery here. It's like this angel is giving this man and a woman, this couple, a handout. It's like, it's like, it's like this couple they're getting a hangover cure. Okay, they're getting a hangover cure, and they like kind of they're in pairs. Like, people will like just like with the continuing the confused sexuality, like, who should my sexual partner be, who should we have sex with. Like, I'm not telling you, like, what you should do. Like, your sex life is your sex life, it's your choice. Like, but if it's going to drive you crazy, like, if it's going to be like obsession and addiction, like, if you're going to wake up in the morning and feel sick about it, like, if you're going to have a hangover from it, like, you're getting that cure that's being cured from your system. So if you've indulged, if people around you have been indulging in like guilty pleasures, and you've like kind of abstained from it, and you're celibate, like I don't know how long it's been since I don't care. Well, anyways, how long since it's been I don't care, like all my life, but it's like that mind control stuff, right? They want to sell you something. They want to sell you a thing that needs no selling. Like, if somebody wants to drink a glass of alcohol, they will go and drink a glass of alcohol. If they want to indulge in sexual activities, and if they want to experiment with sexuality, they will do it. You don't need to sell any of it. You don't need to do any of it. When it's done in excess, it turns into sin, because you end up harming yourself. You end up harming other people. Excessive, like, alcohol consumption can lead to so many things that could go wrong, and like, you could end up. So people are getting a cure for their substance addictions, and also other type of addictions, especially like, promiscuity. People are getting that so very clearly, like in their mind as well. In the physical world, they know that their addictions are unsustainable, monetarily speaking. Somebody's run out of resources, and it's like you stand there as a role model. This Knight of Pentacles here in this deck, at the bottom of the deck, collective is standing there as a role model, with a higher purpose, charging forward, taking charge, being led by spirit. Cold fire, right? You know, Queen of Pentacles, like that. Oh, King and Queen of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck remaining. So balance and harmony, be able to process all of this information, all of this knowledge, and put it out there, right? Whatever is coming through from the celestial realms. Trust me, like, you know, the tarot reader that I mentioned, like I was listening to before going off to sleep. Like, I was listening to her video, and as soon as I popped the cough lozenges in my mouth, like literally the fraction of the second, she randomly said cough medicine. She literally said that. So this is a synchronicity that is very obviously a synchronicity, because I don't know how that could have happened unless and until, like, I don't know what sort of technology could allow that to happen. But whatever it is really, really advanced, and we have the ability to process it, is all I'm trying to say. And we are being asked to be role models of having the ability to let go of lower vibrational stuff and focus on the higher vibrational stuff and moving forward. Because in the end, like, when the collective is healed and know that they're going to be provided for, taken care of, right? When they're going to be able to access the spirit guidance. For me, this is the card. This is Cold Fire's card. This hooded figure. I've always imagined Cold Fire, the energy of the hooded figure, you know, directing people who have felt voided and abandoned. Spiritually, they still exist, right? So they're directing, guiding the soul and the spirit. Finally, the soul is getting the real guidance and doesn't feel abandoned. Cold fire is an entity that I found in the void, like, you know, I found myself in that non-physical dimension of the void when I was very, very angry. I don't know, my head was filled with anger because of all the fake stuff that was I was very clear. I knew that, you know, this was alien. This was alien to me. It's an exotic phenomena, an external phenomena. It's like my mind has been attacked or infected. Like, so it could be considered abuse, like, you know, the timeline, the very low vibrating timeline that I'd found myself into because of some events, like personal life events that had taken place. Like, I was there, right? And by the time I could gather that energy up to, like, you know, gather my strengths to be able to move forward, like, you know, ascend, I knew, like, you know, I got jumped 14, I got jumped by narcissists, right? The demonic spirit, the evil spirit. I got jumped by that, like, you know. So narcissists are controlled by are controlled by these people these priests and these false priests, like, you know, these energy manipulator people who hide behind astrology charts and tarot cards and things like that, and then give the tarot card readers and astrologists and and all of these things, people, a bad name, like, you know, other priests and good, well-meaning religious leaders. But it's just that level of consciousness. And then when you ascend, you will meet the tarot readers, the genuine ones. You will start seeing the content on your social media has also become of a better quality. Okay, so right now these people are being cured and like possibly removed out of your life. It's like you go away and they disappear into the unknown. It's like that's kind of a thing. They're being moved away from you and you are being moved away from them. It's mutual. So we are being separated from the low vibrational timeline and the aspects that low vibrational timeline is hold. It's let's see what we have in the next readings. This reading has gone on to 1 minute and 1 hour and 16 minutes. Lovely. Let's see what comes out later. Intense energy, but beautiful energies. A lot of clear energies. Long messages delivered clearly. That's the goal.